bunch of echo and reverb in it.
Yeah, they don't work. No, they don't work.
Well, I know. No,
Uh,
they do work a bit because what it does is like if I talk into this and sound hits it, it absorbs some of it versus when it hits the wall, it bounces back and it'll just kind of go all over the place.
Bro, like,
So it may not be doing much, but it's doing something.
all right, but like, do you need like an actual like external mic for that shit, or like,
For this stuff to
yeah,
do something, no, it's just normal because it's just room treatment in general.
mhm.
So if you just had some like just this here, even just maybe a bit there, it all helps because I think that's like I said, that's what I want for my room because I just have my room when I play beats and I like if I solo out the bass through my speakers, I can hear it ringing around the room.
Yeah.
Versus if I had anything on my walls, it helps make the room feel smaller.
So I was gonna ask you about like, you make beats, right?
I do.
So I was gonna ask you like, what's the craziest shit a client told you, like, or asked you?
It wasn't a client. It was somebody who I can't remember if he wanted to work with me on beats or something, but he sent me like three or four in my email. I played them. I didn't really like them. Like they just weren't that great, and they weren't even my style anyway. And I said whatever, like just trying to be nice, like oh those are cool,
Yeah.
whatnot. And then he was like, all right, don't use those, like insinuating that I was gonna steal his
Yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
and try to sell it to other people. And then
The shit was ass.
they were horrible.
Ass.
And the only other one, like from an actual artist, uh, anybody who's ever tried to buy a beat like custom just for them only, that's when it gets expensive because now like you want me to make a beat dedicated to you and I'm not gonna sell it to anyone else,
For real, yeah.
bro. And they like usually those beats like the last one I did was for 200. A dude straight up DM me and was like, I paid 20. And that was it. That was the end of the
Hell no.
conversation.
Hell no.
He tried to finesse me into just making, and a beat takes like 3 4 hours when I'm really going in.
Yeah.
So he wanted to pay me $5 an hour to make him a beat.
Bro, what? Nah, I mean like, normally like, what do you like charge niggas?
At the absolute minimum, it's 30.
30 like per hour type shit?
Not just like if it's a beat that I'm making by myself,
Mhm.
and then I just put it online to post. The cheapest you can buy it for is 30 because that just gets you like an MP3 file, which is different from a wave because a wave is just like a bit better quality wise.
Mhm.
And then you can only that's if you're like a smaller artist because you can only hit a certain number of streams before you have to buy the next level up, which I think right now is 50.
Okay. All right, so like, what's the highest amount you charge a nigga?
Custom exclusives are just kind of negotiation based.
Mm.
So the highest I've sold one for right now is 250, and now as my quality is going up and up, like I'd go near like 300 ish,
Mm.
and that's like where my next steps are.
Okay, so like, with the nigga that you sold it to, like, did he use the beat efficiently? Like, was the nigga good type shit?
I don't even know. So I was talking to two artists the other day about
Mhm.
this. We were just like doing like a Zoom session,
Yeah.
and I was like, a lot of artists when they buy a beat from you, that's it. They don't like to contact you. They don't like to tell you that the song is out.
Yeah.
They won't tell you that they're recording to
They
it
just ghost you like entirely type shit.
completely because they feel like you did your job.
Yeah.
So that's why like I try my best not to do it just only through DMs unless it's someone that I've kind of built it up with. Because
Like a pump and dump.
yeah, no, I'm not getting dumped. But
But you're still getting pumps though, like.
well, that's if I make the beat. I always figure out the pricing beforehand.
Yeah.
Because then you can figure like you're not getting played.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to do all that, like if I haven't been paid, I'll send them like a 20-second clip of the beat. Even if I have like a full 3 minutes done,
Like a little sample.
they're just getting that because I don't use a tag. So what people usually do, they'll tag their entire beat.
Yeah.
Like usually when you hear beats, you just hear the one tag in the beginning, the beat starts.
Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll put a tag, 15 seconds later, there's another one, another 10 seconds, there's another tag, just so that you can't steal it. Because
Yeah.
in like the producer and artist world, they know that you've stolen a beat if it has multiple tags in it.
Mm.
It like two is the absolute max because sometimes somebody will put a second one in just for another drop for whatever reason. But for the most part, if there's three or more, you've definitely stolen that beat. So that's what like a lot of SoundCloud songs, if you hear them, they stole those
Yeah, they
beats.
stole that shit. So like also like the type beats on YouTube and shit, they be having the extra tags and shit, right?
Yeah, well, not some of them, they do it differently. I was literally just talking to my uncle about this. When they put free in the title, like if you
Mm.
see like so and so type beat free, that does not mean the beat is free. They're lying.
Yeah, it's like a sample.
It's a free download of the beat.
Okay, right.
You can't, unless they specify that this in this free download you can put it out, whatever. They usually just mean you can download it for
Download it.
free. You can record it, and once you're ready to put the song out, you got to buy it.
Mhm.
But for the most part, they just put free as clickbait. Because if you literally open, if I were to look up any free beat right now and I click in the description, it'll say link to buy the beat here. So that's how they do it. They just get you to click on it, and then once you like it, then you look at the description and you realize, oh, I got to pay for this.
I swear, broke niggas.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Broke
what,
niggas, bro.
why selling beats
Oh,
is hard sometimes though.
yes.
Because
I mean, you're starting up your own business at the end of the day. Like,
yeah,
it's not supposed to be easy.
no, that's why I'm okay with, like, my family's always like, oh, do you like? There's a dude in New York that I'm working with, just like kind of trying to do a whole album with,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Oh, how much is he paying you per beat?" I'm like, "This dude gets his last song at 20,000 plays on Spotify alone. He has the advantage over me. This is just like me building my way up.
Yeah.
If I were to like charge him and then he's like, not too much, whatever. That's me missing an opportunity.
Mhm.
Versus if I just do this for free, we have like a cool working relationship,
Yeah.
then I can keep it going. Because he already has like one or two people that he wants to have features. So now that's connecting me with other people too.
Yeah, that's just the fundamentals of like networking, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
which is harder for me to get into because at the end of the day, I'm introverted. So
Yeah.
like even this odd to
Yeah,
me.
for real. I'm saying, like with this shit, the main goal for me is just to like make sure you forget about the camera. Like you forget that shit's there. It's just me and
Yeah,
you type shit. But like mainly what my concern is with building a business and shit. Like for this, I'm trying to build this into some shit
yeah,
like that I could look back at and be like, damn, like you feel me? I really came from the mud for real.
yeah.
And like what you said being introverted, that's like the main thing I gotta tackle. Like I remember you told me the story about how you got kicked out from Menards.
Oh yeah.
You trying to tell real quick?
I it was that's why I remember that it's like Ramadan coming up
Yeah.
because I got fired 2 days before Ramadan ended. Like literally.
Yeah.
So I was just like fasting. I may or may not have had female issues going on at the time. And then that, along with family stuff, and then being a cashier is one of the worst jobs you could possibly have,
Yeah.
especially at Menards. Like when you would lean up against like the pillar that they have in the store
Mhm.
or against like the refrigerator for like the pop, somebody literally might walk by and be like, "You got to look presentable, whatever. Stand up."
Yeah.
And I used to walk to work too. So during in the middle of winter, like 0 degrees outside, and one day I had like on short sleeve shirt, but I had a long sleeve underneath. The manager came up and told me I couldn't wear it because it was a long sleeve underneath the short sleeve and I had to take it off.
This is retarded as hell, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm walking here 15, 20 minutes, freezing cold. Like, there were days where I would walk home from work, couldn't feel my hands. And they're just like, nah, you gotta follow the rules. I'm like, really? It's like, I'm like one of your hardest workers.
And they had you wearing like a Christmas tree vest and shit like that.
Yeah, the apron.
Nah, it's dead as hell. I ain't
Because,
gonna lie.
yeah, they didn't have vest for Christmas. It was apron only. So you had to walk into work and I would literally be, and there's no like back room. So there's no place for the workers to go where like customers can't see us.
Mhm.
So I would literally just be looking at customers tying my apron, like getting ready to walk in. But as time went on, I just got like more and more mad at how things were going in my life.
Yeah.
And then it was like the same Indian dude that had tried me before.
Yeah.
And every time he came in, like he would have a problem with something.
Mhm.
Like no matter whose lane he was on or whose he was checking out with, it was always, can you call the manager or whatever? And he came up to my lane and I literally smiled because I knew it was about to happen.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm strong enough to contain this time. And whatever he had like on a flatbed, just like a bunch of stuff, and asked a question or whatever, was like, can you have like one of them come over? And I literally turned around, I was like, you can do it. And he got mad. And then I don't even know. I think what he kept telling me to shut up or whatever, and was like the custom. He literally said like the customer's always right. Like I care
Bro.
about that. And
Not
then
telling a employee to shut the fuck up is crazy.
yeah, just like in my face. And bro was like putting his finger up, just like basically like, I need to stop talking because the manager on duty right there was she was standing right next to us, like as I was going off.
So bro had his finger in your face.
But like he was looking down because he got nervous,
Oh,
so he didn't want to actually look at me.
on some wait a minute type shit.
Yeah, and just kept saying it. And literally, I looked at him and I said, "Say it to my face, like look at me in my eyes when you say that." And he looked up to say it, and he said it again, but it was when he was looking down.
Uh,
He didn't want to actually look at me and say it. So I was like,
yeah,
"Okay, so
bitch
you're
ass
just
nigga for real.
yeah." Like that's when you realize that I'm not just a Menards employee. Like
Yeah,
I'm a human. like
yeah.
like I don't care about this uniform at this point.
Mhm.
So he did that, and then the manager on duty, which she was only our manager at the time, because our main manager literally had to leave because she was pregnant, and I think something happened, so she had to go to the hospital and get checked on. If she didn't have to go to the hospital, I don't think any of that would have happened. But the new one, I just kept saying stuff, and but since it was Ramadan, I stopped myself from cussing. Every time I was about to be like, "Shut the," and I just held it in. And then eventually I was like, "Bro, you look like a little girl or something." And at that point, the manager was like, "All right, you got to go home." But it wasn't. I didn't get fired for that. It was because he went to take a picture of my name tag,
Hmm.
which I didn't care about. Like it's whatever. But I saw the manager on duty like put her hand in front of the phone.
Mm.
So to me, it was okay to grab it. And all I did was I put my hand on it like that
Uh-huh.
above the camera and just gripped it hard and just stared him in his eyes while I did it.
Mhm.
And then like the next day I clocked into work, and I did that before I called him the little girl. So that had already happened. She didn't tell me to go home.
Uh-huh.
Only me insulting him made her be like, "All right, you got to leave." And then yeah, I came back. I got in my lane. I checked out one person, and then like the real manager of like cashiers, she was like walking by, finished checking someone out. All right, Muhammad, come to the back. And I was like, oh, I thought I still had a job. I did it. I showed up for 10 minutes and got fired.
Hell no.
And they wouldn't take me back.
Yeah, and you applied too, right? You applied
Like
again.
6 months after. So,
Yeah.
like, nah, it might have been because I got fired last April. And I just tried again, I think in December. And there is like, I walked in and apparently HR didn't know about that I got fired, which is crazy. Like, you're HR of the store. You would
Right.
think you knew. And he was like, yeah, of course we got a job for you. And then I walked back in like 2 days later. He was like, "Yeah, I didn't know about what happened." So yeah, I kept calling in just to like press them because they don't Menards when they don't hire you, they don't give you an answer.
Mm.
They just either they'll call you and say, "Yeah, you're hired," email whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're not, they literally ghost you.
Yeah.
So I kept calling in to like the owner of that specific Menards, the in store owner, and he was just like, "Yeah, not at this time." So he wouldn't say no, like I would never be allowed back,
Mm.
but he was just like, currently we're not hiring you.
Hell no, man. And you started working at Target, right?
Yeah, that was after I quit Target.
Mm.
So I think I started literally I got fired the end of March. I started working at Target 2 weeks later. I had like no downtime. Once I figured out what job I wanted, I just was like, all right, Target, we're gonna try this again.
Okay.
And then they hired me immediately, which is always like makes you feel nervous because why do you need workers that bad?
Yeah.
Like they called me within a day or two and was like, all right, yeah, we'll get the interview set up for you, whatever.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I started working there as soon as my seasonal role was up. That's why I said when I put in my resignation, it was just for 1 week
Mm.
because what I was told was that they're supposed to come to me and be like, all right, do you want to work here? Like, do you want to stay or do you want your seasonal role to end?
Yeah.
Without asking me, they turned me into a part-time employee and had me training new people. No one told
Damn.
me anything. I just showed up one day and saw like trainer next to my name.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, like this isn't how this is supposed to
Yeah.
go. So yeah, I put in my resignation, stayed that, and then for that last week that I put in, I had like sick time.
Mm.
I used it for all 3 days.
Damn. And you got paid for all 3 days?
Yeah, the full check for that week.
It's
I can't remember how much it was. It was like I want to say 18 hours
mm.
that of like whatever that is. 18 hours times
I mean,
16,
that's 3
50.
days though, but that's calm.
Yeah,
Calm, bro. Nah, for me, bro, every job that I used to work at, I just never came back. Like, these niggas just never came back, bro. Like, I remember McDonald's. I don't know why, but just hated it, bro. Like I hated the GM, like
yeah,
mainly. But now that I hear about I mean, I knew niggas that used to work at McDonald's and shit. So then like they were saying, yo, I mean, she's hella cool and shit.
yeah,
But to me, she was just like overly hyper focused on me and shit. You feel me? So then
yeah.
I just wasn't fucking with that shit. So I just quit and shit. I didn't give her a notice. And my next job working at Arby's, same shit. Like it was the drive through for me. Like I hated the drive through, bro. Like niggas
Yeah,
can't hear shit. You feel me?
true. Yeah,
Exactly. Niggas can't hear shit, bro. Niggas is looking through the window trying to find who's talking to them, bro. Like,
no, that's
nah.
how it is. Yeah,
Yeah, I hated that shit, bro. So I quit, and then I worked at
Subway less.
I mean, yeah, Subway was last, but I mean, I had a radio station job,
Oh yeah, that.
but that was hella calm. Like I worked there for a cool year. Like all my
Yeah,
other jobs before that was like 3 months, my nigga. Like,
yeah, that's how it was for me. Well, not three, but it was six at Menards got fired, six at
mm.
Target. My time was up, and then I've just been doing DoorDash. I haven't found a job since. I
But
haven't been looking for one.
you've been making heavy bread from DoorDash.
Yeah, like if I really want to, like just go out there, because since I already saved up so much to like just live comfortably,
Hmm.
I don't really need to work that much. I'm outside for like 10 hours a week maybe.
Damn.
Like not even, and I'm making enough to keep myself like easily paying for all my car stuff, easily paying for gas, food if I ever want it. I don't like ordering out that much, but
Mm.
if I want to, just like to live decently, I don't really have to do much.
Hmm.
So then I can just focus on school because that's the main issue. Like at Target, and I don't like how people try to make constantly being hooked on coffee and Red Bull seem cool
Hmm.
because like one of the like managers I was talking to in my department at Target, I was up later, whatever, working on an assignment. Like, because I would work, there would literally be days where I would do French in the morning. I had to take an academic success class because I failed so many like last school year, and then I would go straight to Target with my like school clothes on, go in the
Yeah.
workroom or like the workers' bathroom, change,
Hmm.
and start work from 3 to 10:30, and then go home and do homework.
Damn.
So, and she'd always be like, "Oh yeah, I was up, whatever." She had like 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 a solid maybe 32 ounce jug that people would try to drink water out of to make sure they get enough a day.
Yeah.
She had straight coffee in there, and she tried to make it sound like, "Yeah, I just drink this and I just stay up." I'm like, "You're dependent
You're
on
an
that. You're
addict.
addicted."
Yeah.
Yeah,
For real.
like I don't know why people try to make that stuff sound cool.
That shit is not cool, bro. Like same thing with my manager, bro, at Subway. Nigga had like like the Monster energy drinks,
Yeah,
like stacked up on his desk and shit, like boxes of that shit. Like
yeah, that's
that shit
crazy
was
to me.
nasty as fuck, bro.
Like
That's crazy too, yeah.
I don't even expect people to be like as drastic as I am. Like I guess luckily enough for me, I don't really like pop too much.
Hmm.
Like between if I had the choice between like I don't know Coke, Pepsi, and water, like I'm picking water
Yeah.
just because it's taste wise. That's me.
Hmm.
I I drink water every single day, all day.
And just how it makes you feel too, like
Yeah, it's
pop.
just better.
You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't. And plus, like I said, since I've been like working out a bit more now, I don't really like the idea of like drinking my calories
Hmm.
because then that's just you're killing your day like that, and I don't like to like.
And it's just empty calories too, no
Yeah, you're
macros,
getting
no.
nothing.
Yeah.
And I know that for me personally, like I know other people who like my sister drinks a bunch of like caffeine, whatever. She doesn't get the crash.
Yeah.
I don't really drink caffeine at all. So if I drink one and a half cans of pop, whatever,
Hmm.
I'm gonna feel it. So I just stay away from it because I already know. Because the only way for me to tolerate it is to drink it every day.
Right.
But that's just not healthy at that point.
It's not realistic either.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, and I always call that stuff like expensive habits,
Yeah.
like stuff like that, like he's smoking weed, whatever. Like it's cool, like do it, whatever. But I don't got the money to just
Exactly.
like
I'm
have
saying.
this side thing that's gonna cost me however much a week.
Yeah.
So I stick to my water, do my own thing, and then just save.
Yeah. Niggas, bro, like in the bathroom at school and shit, niggas be dropping like 80 per purchase and shit, like per day, 80 per day, like for like a half ounce.
See, whenever I see that stuff, I always think to myself like, what else could you have put that money into?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what dreams and goals do you
Right.
have that you
Niggas
could have?
just smoking, bro.
Yeah, you could have funded with that.
For real.
So like I am like Mr. Krabs with my money. Like I'm stingy. Like even like how we just went to Target. I do not like spending that much.
Exactly.
Like I can,
You dropped like 100 though. Like
yeah,
it's a little
but
bougie, bro.
like I can spend it, but it's a better feeling to hoard it. Like to get my car, I'm not gonna go into the specifics, but obviously that's a major purchase.
Right.
It's a 2015 Chrysler, so it's not on the low end, but it's definitely not like new car
Yeah,
price,
no, yeah.
whatever. So I had to save up so much. I went like almost a year. Any money that I got, which luckily like the U of M sent me money for scholarships and grants that I got because my tuition was already paid off. So all that extra money that I got, they just sent straight to me. So that any money that I made from work, I kept all of it. I didn't spend on anything. I would literally be working at Menards. My uncle does like lawn care and stuff, so I'd be out there mowing lawns, raking leaves,
Mm-hmm.
like literally doing that in the morning, then going to Menards, trying to sell beats, just doing everything I could to make money, save, and then once I got to an amount in my account, I put down half on my car
Yeah, that's fire. That's smart, actually.
because I don't. I'm lucky enough to have reasonable monthly payments.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like super low, but I can manage it easily. I don't have to worry like, am I going to be able to pay it this month? I know I am.
Right. Um, I heard you mention about the gym earlier and like nutrition and shit.
Yeah.
Like, how's your consistency going?
Well, like I said, I literally like just recently started, so
Mm-hmm.
this is day 4. The first 3 days we have it like it's rusty and like, but it runs an elliptical in my house.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've been doing is just 10 minutes on there just to start off, but it's just a little more than a warm up.
Yeah.
Like it's just to get me going, and then it's like for me it's 15 minutes. For you, you probably do it way faster, but it's just like an upper body
Mm-hmm.
thing, just like push-ups, wide arm push-ups, inclines, and dips.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just working on like getting my chest and like just kind of traps better, just stronger.
So you're just doing like calisthenics?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Well, for the most part. And then once I get to core, the only thing that I use a weight with are the Russian twist. I just
Mm-hmm.
have a 15-pound dumbbell in my hand and then
Okay.
just twist. But it's literally just elliptical, upper body, core, and then that's pretty much that. And I only really started because I had been going to the soccer dome like on campus to play,
Mm-hmm.
but then literally like the first time I was there, because there's only an hour of the field being open,
Right.
so I didn't warm up, and it was like 20 degrees outside. My body was cold. I think I pulled my quad first day, because
Hell no, man.
I just went in and I just started drilling the ball as hard as I could. Like I
Yeah.
hadn't been like cold for the whole day until I got there,
Mhm.
and then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take like a week off. Went back, kept drilling the ball, no warm up again. Pulled it even more.
Crazy.
And then I waited like a week and a half, went back again. I was like, I'm gonna run around a little bit. It didn't matter. It was already pulled. I pulled it even more. Like I could feel just like a sharp pain in it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I should just work out at home. And that, or just like, I do gotta, if we go today, going to LA Fitness or whatever,
Mhm.
I have to start doing stuff there. Cause like,
Like leg pressing and
yeah,
shit.
presses, any of that. Cause they have like the press machine where you're almost laying on the
Yeah,
ground
yeah, yeah.
and you're just lifting that up, just so that I can get everything back in shape.
Yeah, for quads, those are like top tier money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just do that because the good thing, since I've basically been working on my legs since like 6th grade,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it'd take a lot for my legs to lose like majority of the muscle that I have. Because I did soccer from 6th grade to senior year of high school, and then track from 7th grade to 11th grade, just because COVID canceled our senior season. So it's like literally for 7 years of high or middle school, high school, I've been working my legs out only, which is why now I understand I need to work on up top
Yeah.
because this is frail.
Hey, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like this type of content. Click this video right here. I'm gone.